everybody. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so let's land together. I wanted to start this morning. Hi, puppy. I wanted to start this morning meditation that is just allowing us to connect with some of the, say, pain, suffering in the world right now. It's not always the way that we want to start class, but we also as yogis can't run from what's happening in the world ever, or what's happening in our inner world. So a connection to this meditation is actually one that's very interesting. And I know that in the beginning, when I met this meditation, I wanted to run from it because I'm like, this is ridiculous. Who wants to breathe in pain? Who wants to breathe in a collective feeling of fear or suffering or whatever it might be? And so for our brothers and sisters, for those that are in unknown situations, go ahead and close your eyes. As we connect to ourselves, as we see ourselves and others, we just begin to land here and find ourselves just breathing deeply in and out. Even letting your mouth be slightly open so that there is no resistance to taking in and feeling feelings, and taking in and transmuting and transforming. That's what we do really well as yogis, but if we don't allow ourselves first to take in and feel, how can we possibly transmute? So as we breathe in, and you can add any different words or thoughts, breathing in for just a moment, a collective fear that's happening in the world for so many people. And breathing out peace. Breathing in the unknown. Breathing out peace. Breathing in tragic. And breathing out peace. And continue like this on your own. Whatever words that you use will be specific to how you feel. People that are losing their homes and losing their families and just being dislocated, whether through inner world or outer worlds. We breathe in that same collective feeling. And as we breathe out, we shift and transmute. Letting us connect to another, many others in a way that we feel what they feel. Of course, we probably can't even get close to it, but we're able to have a collective connection. The anger, the frustration. Just for another moment, stay with this. As we as yogis do so beautifully, begin to move our bodies to begin to release any places inside of us that are holding on to fear and anger, mistrust, disease. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Inhale for the sound of Om, deep breath in. Release your hands, open your eyes. Come onto your hands and knees, please. And press back into child's pose when you're ready. Spread your fingers and spread your toes. My volume is very low. Is it better, Veronica, now? It's still not that high, huh? I guess I'll speak a little louder. Come on up to your hands and knees. And press back into downward facing dog. Lift your hips high to the sky. And feel your in-breath and your out-breath. What we're drawing in and what we're letting go. And then take a walking meditation. Bring your feet all the way up to your hands, standing forward bend. Bending your knees slightly. And dropping into the front of your feet and then into your heels. Letting your mouth open here. And then placing your hands on your hips, press down through your legs. Come on up. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Close your eyes. Who knew that we were supposed to feel? Who knew that whatever we came into this world with, our emotions, that we're meant to move through instead of push them away and ignore them? Inhale your arms to the sky. Take a hold of your left wrist and pull to the right. Push down through those legs, tops of your thighs go back, rib cage moves back. Coming all the way back up and switch sides. Lengthen. Connect back down into the earth. Trust. Come back to center, come into chair, let the groins get really light, sit back. And then hands on your thighs here and cat and cow. Inhale to look forward, exhale to round. Next time you round, stay there, no breath, and pump your navel. Then inhale, look forward. Exhale, round. No breath at all, pump your navel. One more time, inhale, look forward. Round as you exhale. Pump your navel. Fire center. Inhale, reach the arms up, rise up. Take a little baby back bend. Exhale, bow forward. Beautiful, everybody. Send your left leg back behind you. Drop the knee to the mat. Inhale the arms to the sky. Anjaneyasana. Nice, Diane. And then just breathe here. Soften into your skin. Move deep into the place, the belly. This book I've been reading, Untamed by Glennon Doyle. I know I'm late to the party. Hands down to the floor. Lift the back knee, step the back foot in just a little bit. Go straight on both legs. Parsvottanasana. Bless you. Step the back foot in enough so the heel can plant, both legs straight. Drawing the outer hips back. Maybe even bending the front knee for a moment and lengthening your spine forward just a little more. And then press the top of the thigh back to straighten the front leg. And often when I think to connect to my highest source of self, I think to go upward, right? But breathing into your belly, breathing down into your source. Breathing down into that navel center, down into that source of fire. For the elements are so important. Earth, water, fire, air, to know them, to be them. Step to the front of the mat. Bend your knees, reach your arms forward and up, chair. Rise up to stand, take a baby back bend or a fuller back bend. Gorgeous. Exhale, bow forward. Exhale, 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 exhale. Right leg back behind you, drop the knee. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Sink into your pelvis. And finding your skin here. Let it become more and more translucent. And then allowing your hands to float down to the floor. Lift your back knee, step your back foot in just a little bit more. Go straight on both legs. She says, Glennon Doyle, I did not know that all feelings were feeling. I did not know that I was supposed to feel everything. I thought I was supposed to feel happy. I thought that happy was for feeling and pain was for fixing and numbing and deflecting and hiding and ignoring. I thought that when life got hard, it was because I had done something wrong. I thought that pain was weakness and I was supposed to suck it up. But the thing was that the more I sucked it up, the more I sucked it down. Step back, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank pose, hands on your mat. That's an upper push up. Lift the back of your throat up, lift your ribs up, lift your thighs up. And then go slightly past your wrists and lower all the way down to your belly. Rise up into cobra, maybe open up your mouth and stick out your tongue, relax your jaw. And take one breath back in child's pose. And then come on up to your hands and knees. And cat and cow here. I've been saying this all week. I've been committed. I haven't been committed. I'm committing myself to being on my mat every day. And some days it just looks like cat, cow, hip circles, and child's pose. And that is enough. So if you want to throw some hip circles in here, you're welcome to do that. Getting down into those lower areas, which by no means are less important than our higher centers. They're actually maybe more important. Being in this human body. Downward facing dog, please. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. And then stepping that right foot forward, walking both hands inside your right foot. And then do some hip circles here, just move those hips around. Invite and include all the energies that are you, because they have something there for you. All of your emotions, they have something to share with you. And then slow that down, come to stillness, and then walk to your left until you come to the center of your mat. Prasarita Padottanasana, turn left. Turn your right foot parallel to your left foot and bow. Feel your weight even on your toes and on your heels. Maybe even fall forward a little bit and then find your heels. Feel that drawing in energy from your outer shins, but the widening of your inner knees. Yeah, and at any moment, just sigh. Why not? I never was a sigher on my mat before, but lately I have been. Hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. Turn your right toes forward. You might need to wiggle your feet in just a little bit. Warrior two. Drop deep into your pelvis. Raise those arms up just a little bit higher and then let your throat get lighter. Send your left arm down your left leg, take your right arm up and back. Push that right knee forward. And then release your hands down to the front of your mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Beautiful, everybody. This is your chance to take a vinyasa of your choice. Plank pose, lower down, rise up, and or rest in child's pose. You do you. Coming back into downward facing dog, left leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Expand, expand, expand. And then step your left foot forward, both hands inside. And do hip circles here, please, breathing deeply. Make sure your knee is not in front of your ankle here. There you go. Excellent. Breathe your breath. Beautiful, everyone. Find that still point and walk to your right to come to the center of your mat. Turn, 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 and bow. Deep bow. Because first I found out that I could feel everything and survive. What I thought would kill me didn't. And every time I said to myself, I can't take this anymore, I was wrong. But the truth was I could and did take it all, and I kept surviving. Surviving again and again made me less afraid of myself, of other people, of life. And I learned that I'd never be free from pain, but I could be free from fear of pain. And that was enough. Hands on your hips, push down through your legs, rise up to stand. Turn your left toes to the front of the mat. You might need to wiggle your legs in a little closer. Virabhadrasana 2, the pose of the warrior. Sink into your pelvis, rise up out of your spine. And then slide your right arm down your right leg. Take your left arm up and back. Send your left knee forward just a little bit more if you can. Beautiful. And then float your hands down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. I know a couple of you on Zoom are new to me, so make sure if I'm not making sense, you're watching Veronica. Come forward to plank. Take a Vashisthasana here. So right hand holds you, left leg stacks on top of right, and then left foot steps in front. So step your left foot, bend the knee. That's it. Take your left arm over your ear. Lift those left rib cage high as they'll go. And then plant that left hand down, step back plank pose. Vashisthasana, left hand holds you. Right leg stacks on top, but just for a second, then bend that knee, step it in front of you, and then take that right arm over the ear and reach those right ribs high to the sky. Gorgeous, lower that down, downward facing dog. Beautiful, everybody. Good, walk or jump to squat, please. If you need blanket underneath your heels, place it there. Maybe even close your eyes here. We welcome ourselves home again and again. Human existence is a pure hide and seeking. But falling the hands to the floor, lift your seat to the sky, standing forward bend. If you need blocks here, bring them close because we're going to take your left leg to the sky, standing split. You're going to play with opening to Ardha Chandrasana, so half moons. You're going to lift that left hip on top of that right hip and lift that left arm to the sky. And then lower the left hand down and turn the left toes back down to the floor and come into the split. Try that again, moving that left arm up into half moon. And then lowering that left hand down and squaring those hips, turning the toes to the floor. Beautiful, lower the left foot next to the right. Inhaling the right leg up to the sky. Notice the difference here as you slowly begin to open that hip up, taking the right arm to the sky. And then lowering the right hand and turning the right toes down. And then inhaling up again, slowly, mindfully opening. So both when you open this body and you close this body, it's not a good or a bad or a right or a wrong. Lower the hand down. There just is. Lower the foot down. Hands on your hips, push down through the legs, rise up to stand. Release your arms alongside the body. Just close your eyes again. And what do I want you to do? Feel. Whatever you feel, feel. Just have this image that we pack a bag before we come into this human existence. And once we get here, we open up the luggage and we're like, that's not mine, but you packed it. Hug your left knee into your chest. Place your left ankle on top of your right knee, flex that left foot and sit back to chair. So one-legged chair. Reach the arms up as long as you can alongside the body. This is beautiful. The groins release, the sit bones go wide. Nice, Tracy. And then rise up, plant the foot. Nice, Carla. And try the second side. Right knee in, ankle to knee, flex that right foot. Sit the groins way back. Rise up. Beautiful. All right, bring your feet together and sit back to chair. Rare that I ask you to do that, but bring your hands together at your heart center. And prayer twist to the right, left elbow hooks over that knee. Keep moving your hips to that point. That left hip crease needs to move back just a little bit. And then come back. You can come to straight legs if you want, or just turn to the other side. Right hip crease moves back. And then let your hands touch the floor. Let your hips reach to the sky. And again, open and close your mouth. Nice, Anastasia. Step back, plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly. Rise up into cobra. And then lower your forehead back down to the mat. Turn your cheek to the side and rest. Finally stopped avoiding fires long enough to let myself burn. What I learned was that I am like the burning bush. Fire of pain won't consume me. I can burn and burn and live. I can live on fire because I am fireproof. And I can use pain to become. I am here to become truer and a more beautiful version of myself again and again. Your cheek is to one side, turn it to the other side. If you're on your forehead, stay right there. Breathe into this back body. And then bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, Sphinx pose. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees and your hips up. You're in a forearm plank. Navel up, ribs up. Keep breathing and then lower back down. The place we hold our breath. Excuse me. This time when you come up, I'm going to have you, actually, let's do it before you come up. Turn your left forearm so it either is slightly turned in or completely parallel to the front of your mat. And then turn over onto your left side. You're going to put your left shoulder blade deep onto your back, lift your hips up. So it's going to be Vashisthasana on your forearm instead of straight arm. Lift your hips up. Higher. Take your right arm up to the sky. Take your right arm over your ear. And then lower back down. Good. Switch sides. Yeah, I would. You can always step one foot in front if you'd like we did on the other side, and come on down and press back into child's pose. Does that work? Good. Rise up onto your hands and knees. Float your right arm out to the right. And then thread it underneath your left, threading the needle. Let that left arm do what you wish, straightening over your head, reaching toward the front of your mat. You can reach it up to the sky, behind your back. Beautiful. Slowly come back up. And let's change sides. Press your hips back. Keep that crease at the thighs light. Try to get that left ear all the way down to the floor. Beautiful. Come back up to your hands and knees. Okay, slide your right knee in front of your left knee, your right knee in front of your left, and sit back between your heels, Gomukhasana. Some of us need a little prop for that, a block or two. If that absolutely does not work, putting your right knee on top of your left knee, right shin in front of left shin works really well. Make sure your feet stay very active here. Bring your fingertips to the floor and press the floor down as you lift your spine up. That's it. Either stay here and breathe deep or walk yourself forward. You're always working with a full team, the seen and the unseen world. It's always supporting you, loving you, even when things are tough. Then rise back up. So the party way to do this is to just bring your hands forward and move your hands to the left, lift your hips and turn left, 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 left until your left knee is on top. But if you just want to bring your other leg on top, feel free to do that. And you can use that in your next party. Look at what we can do. Yeah, they'll come back again and again. Fingertips to the floor. Lift your chest. Again, left shin in front of right shin. If the knee on top of knee doesn't work, I promise you'll get into your hips better. And then front of your spine gets longer, 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 and then bow forward if you'd like, or stay right where you are. Everything I need to be me is inside my feelings right now. For life is alchemy and emotions are the fire that turns me to gold. And I will continue to become only if I resist extinguishing myself a million times a day. If I sit in the fire of my feelings, I will keep becoming. And then rise back up, stepping back, downward facing dog, stretching it all out. Nice Roz, nice Ruchi. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you and sending your right knee forward for pigeon. If you cannot do pigeon in this direction, fly onto your back, bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. Squeeze your knees toward each other, get a little hydraulic lift. So you get a little squeeze and lift up, and then walk yourself forward, bringing your forehead to the mat. Remember, there's definitely the sleeping pigeon where you just let everything go. And I know that feels good to do every now and then. But better to engage, drawing your knees toward each other, keeping that lift. And again, the front of your spine grows as long as the back of your spine. Breathing in and breathing out. Include, allow. And as you walk yourself back up, I want you to swing your left leg forward, Janu Shirshasana. Right foot inside a left leg. Sending your navel toward that extended leg and coming forward over that left leg. Right knee is bent. And again, there's definitely a difference between just collapsing and rounding, which I don't mind the rounding in the back. I like it because it fills out your back body. But pull the navel in, extend the heart forward, and then do that deep bow. So again, the front spine is getting length too. Beautiful. Slowly make your way back up. Pause for a moment. Come into cross-legged position. Swing your hands forward, step back, downward facing dog. Take it through vinyasa of choice or none at all. Maybe coming to plank, lowering down to your belly, moving through cobra, or maybe just staying in down dog. Taking your left leg back and up behind you, down dog split, sending your left knee forward for pigeon. Again, flop on, not flop, float. I would flop, you float onto your back if you need that variation. Left ankle to right knee. Squeezing your knees toward each other if your belly's facing the floor, and then walk forward any amount. Everything you came with is yours to elevate you. hard to understand when people are moving through some very difficult experiences. You can add a very sweet mantra to your breath on the inhale, so on the exhale, hum. I am that I am. Walk yourself back up, swinging your right leg forward, Janu Shirshasana. It's a bit of a twisting forward bend, so let your navel move over that extended leg, that right leg, left foot inside. Bow over that extended left leg. You can always use a strap if that feels good to you. Long inhales and long exhales. Slowly rise back up. Pause to feel. What if I follow you around every day and in your ear I whisper, pause to feel, pause to feel. Bring the soles of your feet together. Right? You'd be like, wait, what? What are you doing here? Wiggle your butt back and maybe put a blanket underneath your seat. And come forward any amount. Pause to feel. And slowly rise up. Draw your knees toward each other and then lift your feet off the floor. Navasana, boat pose. You can keep those knees bent. Yeah, wiggle to the front of your mat, please. And then lift those feet off the mat. Bring your chest forward. And then begin to lower down to your mat, just hovering right above your mat. And then come back up. Some of you are kind of hovering. And then come back to hover. Maybe a little bit more of what hovering means. Get a little closer to the floor. And then relax yourself down onto the floor. Hug your knees into your chest. what exactly do you mean by hover? Good, and then come into happy baby pose. Reach for your insteps. Widen your knees here, but hug your shins in. Lower back presses into the floor. And then bring your right knee on top of your left knee, like a lying down Gomukhasana, and squeeze your shins toward each other. Drop your arms alongside the body. And then move your knees toward the front of your mat, and then move your knees toward your navel, toward the front of your mat and toward your navel, keeping your navel drawn in. Squeeze those shins. Go slow. Next time you hug your knees in, stay there, keep your arms on the floor, and squeeze your shins away from each other. Don't use your hands. Reach your legs to the sky. And change other knee on top. Squeeze the shins toward each other and start to move the knees forward and back. Next time your knees come in, keep your hands on the floor, just squeeze your shins wide. And then take your legs back up to the sky. Take your right leg forward, so just hovers above the floor. And then change legs. Beautiful, draw your knees into your chest. And then drop your feet down to the floor. Constructive rest pose, just breathe deep here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Pain is not tragic, for pain is magic. Suffering is tragic. Suffering is what happens when we avoid pain, consequently miss our becoming. That is what I can and must avoid, is missing my own evolution because I'm too afraid to surrender to the process. Having such little faith in myself that I numb or hide or consume my way out of my fury feelings again and again, fiery. So my goal is to stop abandoning myself and stay, and to trust that I'm strong enough to handle the pain that is necessary to the process of becoming. Because what scares me a hell of a lot more than pain is living my entire life and missing my becoming. What scares me more than feeling is it all is missing it all. You have a block and would like to take a restorative bridge, you can grab that block now, lifting your hips and placing your sacrum on the block. If you'd like to take a regular bridge, lifting your chest first, pressing your head down, and then taking your hips high to the sky, you can do that. And then if you don't have a block underneath you, maybe come down and go back up or stay. Some of you that have a block underneath your sacrum, you might want to lift your legs to the sky. That feels good. And some of you might say to yourself, I want to go all the way up to full wheel, placing your hands by the ears and lifting yourself all the way up, or any variation. And when you feel complete, come on down. Try not to hug your knees right into your chest. Pause in a neutral place. And then go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Bring your nose up to your knees, squeeze in. And then lower your head back down. And plant your feet. I'm going to give you an option to take an inversion here. So you can go over to the wall, put your legs up the wall. You can come into headstand, handstand, shoulder stand, forearm balance. So many choices. Not a person. Wherever you've chosen to take yourself, breathe deeply, please. I'm going to give us 2 more minutes here. So if you need to come out of an inversion before that, please do. Now, many of you already know that we have a very, very special program starting on March 1st to the 18th, dark moon to full moon, with me, my husband, Josh, and his girlfriend, Allison. It's working ritual, working with planets, working with emotions, working with ancestral healing. It's quite beautiful. So if you want to join, you have to let us know ASAP, because you get a little magic bag that we make up for you, which has all kinds of teas and oils and sages and themes. Teas. Slowly begin to bring yourself out of whatever inversion that you have had yourself in. Maybe that means you want to come into child's pose for a moment. Let's actually all do that. Let's all find child's pose for a moment. And then walk your upper body to the right side of the mat, just stretching that left side body one more time. And walk it to the other side. And come back to center and find a comfortable seat. Maybe that's sitting on your heels, maybe it's cross-legged. Close your eyes. And breathe down into your belly to find source. Breathe down into your belly to find the universe. Take a couple of deep breaths here. And maybe as you breathe deep into your source, deep into your belly, as you exhale, your skin feels like it disappears and you connect back to all beings. Breathe down, you dive into source. As you exhale, you connect to all beings everywhere, all emotions, all experiences. And you can let go of the breath. We'll just take 3 minutes in silent meditation. You can stay here. Come to lie down on your back. For those of you in the room, if you're lying on your back, bring your heads to the front of the mat and your feet to the back of your mat so your heads are facing each other. Those of you in Zoom, if you want to turn your heads toward the screen, that's lovely. And if you're staying in meditation, stay right where you are. Never sit gently, begin to deepen your breath. Let your body stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. If you're on your back, roll to your right side, come on up to sit. Bring your hands together, your heart center. As always, I am eternally grateful to be doing this very powerful work with each and every one of you. Came here together. We have great purpose. Deep breath in. Sliding your hands to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you all so much. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you all very soon.
Lovely, Sheryl. Thank you.
Yay, Sharon.
Cheryl.